Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominick Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
Friday, rantsofizzo.com here on Spreely TV, Spreely Media, rantsofizzo.com. I think I said that already. Weekend's coming up, and a couple different updates really quickly. If you're a fan of the show, I'm going to give you all this on here. Ashley's not coming back this week. The week is over, clearly. Had a conversation with Common Sense Ashley last night because I like to stay on top of things with you guys who are all wondering where the hell Ashley is and where if she's ever going to be back. I don't know. Ashley's doing her stuff, man. I think maybe you should DM her and pressure the shit out of her and say, come back to the show. We need you. Secondly, I'm just going to make this announcement now, be as casual as possible. Matt Couch is now going to be joining the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. End of story. Matt Couch, one of our greatest friends of the show. He may be down one leg, but he's up a show. So now he's going to be sitting in with me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on the show. And we're going to be having fun, and hopefully that will piss Ashley off enough to go, I want to have fun and come back to the show and just enjoy it. I got a guest with me again today, and this has been a great week for guests, and we're going to continue this as well, too. I am Red Pill Rocky 2 from Instagram is sitting in. He's co-piloting today. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to go all over the place, but I think it's essential that instead of just being talking heads like every other damn show is out there, Instagram and friggin' Facebook created a means for everybody just to have, quotes, their own show, and they can put it up wherever the place. It's about engagement or educating people ultimately, I think, but you can't do that without engaging them, and you can't engage them without entertaining them. So the first and foremost, I always want the show to be fun, and just if that's great, you're going to listen more, and it's like I got to give him a little bit of credit. I knew Doc Thompson very briefly, but his motto was bring him in with the fart and dick jokes and then keep him with Jesus. And we're going to keep doing that. So, Rocky, I appreciate you joining. We had to reschedule this from months ago. Very glad you'll be able to make this out here. Happy anniversary, because you had to move this for 2 weeks. I appreciate your time. Give everybody a 360-degree view of who the hell you are, and then let's have an awesome conversation today.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, Dominic. I just want to start out by saying thanks for having me on the show. Like you said, there was, we were trying to set something up, and I appreciate you having me on. We were trying to get together on a different topic, and I was slowly going to ease this topic into our last one that didn't end up turning out. But it turns out that now we're just going to be addressing the elephant in the room, which is this topic specifically. So I want to say thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And I'm ready and willing to take all the criticism that you may have along the way. But I'm hoping at least by the end of this conversation, we can find some common ground and meet somewhere in the middle.
I never care about common ground. I care about people who actually I care about people who have the balls to show up for shit. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm fast approaching 50 in about 18 months. And it's like, dude,
I'm 41.
I'm so tired of arguing and shit. It's like, I'm very, and again, we'll get into what we're going to talk about. I want people to know more about you first, but I don't know how it's so hard or why we were so vilified. And we could have a whole damn show about this, but I don't want to go that way.
I'm sure.
Where men are not allowed to be like, dude, fuck you. And then all of a sudden at the end of it, let's go get a cheeseburger. That's how it was.
It's actually that's one. You are 100% correct on that. And that's the sissification of men in this country. And there's a lot. We could do, like you said, we could do a couple hours on that topic. But men are afraid to be called. Do you use foul language on this show?
Fuck yes. I'm drinking out of a cunt mug.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I'm prior Marine, as you can see. So. Foul language and sarcasm is my second language. But it's the pussification of men today, and we can't call each other faggots. We can't call each other pussies. We can't call each other sissies because people get offended, and that's where we're at in society. I'm one of those people throughout my time in the Marine Corps. That's how we address each other. Hey, what's up, faggot? What are you doing, pussy?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you passed out early on Saturday, you bitch. Things of that nature. So, that kind of language doesn't intimidate me or scare me or even, make me think of less of another man for using that language. That's my stance on it. As far as my background, I'll keep it kind of short and sweet so we can get into the topic. But I grew up in a rough area, St. Louis, Missouri. Didn't have a great childhood. To escape that childhood, I decided to join the Marine Corps after I flunked and fucked my way out of college. And that's one of the things that I've learned over the years. Putting pussy before everything else can kind of set you back in life. So I joined the Marine Corps, and growing up in a single mother home, I found myself with the Marine Corps being my father, and teaching me what it meant to be a man and not a pussy. And shortly after getting out of the Marine Corps in 2012, I was married for 10 years. Most of my Marine Corps career, I was married. And then after getting out, I went through a divorce. Things didn't quite go as hot after the divorce was finalized. I got into it with the new guy a couple of times over my children. And I ended up moving out to Las Vegas. I had some friends. I was stationed out in California, about 2.5, 3 hours from Vegas. I was in 29 Palms, California at the time. And when I got out in 2012, went through the divorce. That didn't go well. So I had to get away to avoid, getting in trouble over my children and finding myself in prison. So I moved out to Vegas and was trying to seek, summer custody of my kids. But upon moving out to Vegas, I'm not sure if you've ever been or not, but that town will eat just about any man alive.
Yeah, 3 days.
Not too many people.
Yeah, three days in Vegas
and
is
raised
enough.
in Vegas and stay in Vegas. Go ahead.
3 days in Vegas is enough. That's it. I've been there twice, and any more, dude? No, I actually tested with Vegas Metro PD in 2005, and I had a lateral interview scheduled, and I went, you know what? It's probably not the best decision in the world, so I chose not to go.
It's probably a smart decision, brother. I'll give you that. I have a friend who's a detective out there, and oddly enough, I met him at a swingers club in Las Vegas. But it's, getting back to my background, I found myself in Vegas, freshly divorced, 2 kids, and I spent my entire 20s and a good portion of my 30s. I'm 41, by the way. A good portion of my 20s and 30s married with children and doing the responsible, respectable thing, fighting off the urges of the flesh, wanting to bang everything that moves. Because in the Marine Corps, that's kind of what it's about, man. It's about being hard as nails, fucking ass, and being a stone cold killer. And so I moved out to Las Vegas with that mindset and linked up with some Marine brothers of mine that got out of the Marine Corps and ended up in Vegas. And I found myself with a job as a casino host in Las Vegas. And I did that for about a year that I was out there. And during that time frame, I was making great money. And that's kind of what led me into the adult film industry. I jumped on Tinder, and it's fish in a barrel in Vegas. I mean, you can spit in any direction and find a girl that'll sleep with you that night. And happened to be one of the girls that I linked up with on Tinder was a porn star. Goes by the name of Nikki Phoenix. Some of you guys may or may not know who that is, but I started dating her. And that's what led me into the adult film industry. And so that's a little bit of background about, what qualifies me to even have an opinion on the topic we're digging into today.
Talk about what your content right now, what you're passionate about for social media is. I went through it a little bit. You clearly, I hate using the fucking term because I think it's an insult to men who are just being men, but the alpha male crap. I think there's some men who brand themselves as alpha, and I'll say I'm like Sean Whalen. I'm not a fan of Sean Whalen. I think he's somebody who has to say that he's an alpha male. Somebody like you, and I'm not fucking blowing you, but it's like, dude, you don't have to. You can, my only regret, I said this a million times in life, my only regret was not joining the Marines. That's it. I feel like I pissed away a lot of my life on that. So anybody who does that, that's an automatic, like, dude, you gave your life to your country for a minimum of 4 years. I don't think we need to talk about you being an alpha male. You're clearly a patriot.
Yeah.
You clearly love this country. I saw some of your content that says you're newly in the Christian life. I want to hear what your message is, because I told you beforehand, I'm not looking for any I gotcha stuff, but
Sure.
I am a hypocrite, and I expose my hypocrisy a lot. I am going to, and remember, it's for the sake of entertainment. I'm going to bring up things and I'm going to be like, dude, this is hypocrisy, and then give you the chance to go, no, it's not. So talk about what your message is on your social media, because you got a big following on I Am Red Pill Rocky 2. Or is it Rocky Red Pill? I'm sorry.
It's I Am Red Pill Rocky 2.
I Am Red Pill Rocky 2. Over 100,000 followers. Great base. Strong message. What is the passion behind the message for your content?
So, that's one of the things I feel like that separates me apart from other, excuse me, content creators is, I'm not here selling T-shirts or hats or stickers or any shit like that. I'm not even, it was never a passion of mine to be a social media commentator about current events and world events. It's one of those things that I noticed around COVID, like, some things aren't adding up. And so I started my journey around COVID looking into conspiracy theories. We found ourselves sitting at home, had a whole bunch of time. And I started digging into the conspiracy theories. And that's kind of what led me to even jump onto social media. Before I got into the political commentary or current event commentary, I ran a fitness page, bro. I was about showing. I actually ran a porn page for one. I had a OnlyFans for a bit, and I was more about, showing my six-pack abs and my bulging traps and pec muscles and shit. And that was what my social media experience was. But when I realized that that's not real life, well, it wasn't just that, but when I realized a lot of these famous porn stars that appear to have all their things together are just as big of a dumpster fire as everyone else. We've all got problems. And that was kind of the wake-up call where I said, listen, I probably should, maybe speak on things that matter, because showing pictures of my abs, really nobody gives a fuck. They scroll past, they see the picture of a hot dude, and they hit the like button and keep scrolling. That's what got me into the social media thing. I didn't really have much. I think I had 40,000 followers when I was running a porn account. But that's what led me into wanting to speak about current events and world politics was COVID-19.
Yeah, one of the things I like about your page, well, I am a capitalist. You don't have merchandise for sale that I could tell on your page.
I do not.
You never have a call to action for anything, which I don't like. There was Sky Corbin just put up something the other day that he's got a very big account too, and he's like, we don't do this for free. I mean, a lot of us do. A lot of us have, businesses we run and whatnot. I make money off of this because I'm with a network, but it is people expect influencers just to influence and this and that, and then God forbid if you don't, and you say, hey, I'm going to take a day off or something, you're an ass. So you have the right and the ability to ask for money and say, hey, buy my X, Y, and Z, but you don't. Again, it's the guys who are like, I'm not a fan of David J. Harris. I think that if there's an issue, he'll fucking put it on a T-shirt, pimp it out, ride it for 2 weeks, and then go on to the next thing. That's my opinion. That's not yours. It's mine. Sure. But so you're not like that. So I want to establish that base. That being said, you are very, the one thing I like about you is that you engage in other people's content. A lot of people with larger accounts don't, right? They don't. And I'm going to play the audio from what got our content started, from what brought this in here. I'm going to pull this up, and let's start with it.
Do you understand why guys would have a problem with a woman with a high body count, though? Do you understand the logic behind it?
I think it's insecurity. That's where it comes from. It's like,
nope. Give me a high body count chick any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Number one, she knows what she wants. And she's not some Andrew Tate type, instantly submissive little girl who's going to do everything I say. She's a willing submissive queen because she has been through the ringer and has had every fucking guy out there do whatever they can to get in her pants, so that now she knows exactly what she wants. And I'm going to tell you, Men, we can't compete with women's DMs, so I don't know why everybody's out there looking for their virgin fucking low body count, because that's going to elevate me as a high status man. Is it? No, while I'm busting my ass out there, this fucking broad's going to be soaking up all the attention she gets on her social media because she wonders if I'm really the end-all be-all. No, I want a woman who's been out there. I don't care if she has an OnlyFans. I don't care if she... To watch the rest of this episode of The Rants of Izzo Show, you could either go to therantsofizzo.com or download the Freedom Hub app from your smartphone. You can either watch the full version in video format or listen to it on our podcast. On behalf of all of us here at Spreely Media, thanks for watching.